Hey guys, what's going on? It's AJ with Joe's Gaming and Electronics, and today I'm going to be tearing down the Surface Laptop 2 from Microsoft. As you can see, some of the keys are missing. We're basically just tearing this down for parts, but I thought I'd take you along on our journey in case you were looking to do the same. If you're looking to do a repair on one of these, you can tear it down to wherever you need to, replace the part, and then just put it back together as you did before. Without further ado, let's go ahead and start getting into this guy. Actually, before we start, I'm going to tell you what tools you need. I like to use both of our metal pry tools, our skinnier one and the thicker one, while tearing up the keyboard, because it can be kind of a tough deal. So you need two pry tools there. I got a flathead. I've got this to start off the pry. You don't need this, but our pry tool for like Apple Watch screens and screens in general. Got that, and probably the most important tool today, the JOESGE screwdriver kit. This is mine. It comes with tweezers, which go here, the screwdriver, and about 50 bits, 50 in one. Today we're going to be using the T6 bit and the T2 bit from the kit. All right, now that we've got all our tools, we can go ahead and jump right in. Unfortunately, there is no screws on the outside of this guy, so we can't like go through the back or anything. So we actually have to take off this keyboard, and if you look here, you can see this fabric is kind of coming up already. This is where we're going in, through the keyboard. So I'm gonna do my best to show you on camera, as well as adjust the focus here. So we're focused in on this corner right here, hopefully. There we go. So as you can see, there's a fabric coming up, but we need to get this also metal piece. Can't quite see it in there, but you'll see once you start prying up. There's a metal piece that holds the keyboard together under here, kind of in this flap. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start by warming this up with our heat gun. Not extremely necessary, but it definitely helps to get the prying sped up. So we're gonna heat this corner. Once we've done that, we're gonna take our screen pry tool, kind of work it in here. We're looking for this metal piece right there. You can kind of see that metal piece inside. We're looking to get underneath that, not just the fabric. So you can pull the fabric up a little bit, but our ultimate goal is that metal piece. So we're gonna slide this in. Oh, we didn't get it, but you can see here it's coming up. So we're gonna actually take advantage of that and get underneath that metal piece. And once we're under on the front side, we can run along this whole way. Do not try not to pry this way, like do not pry down, because the battery is sitting right here. We don't want to puncture it as we're doing this. So we're gonna go kind of sideways and pry very gently. Ooh, this one's coming up pretty good here. We're gonna go across the whole front first. The reason we do the front first is because the sides have their own metal piece that we also have to get underneath. We're gonna get the front up first, just so we establish some real estate on the laptop. And this one seems to be coming up really well, because the adhesive on the keyboard is pretty old at this point, so it's actually coming up a lot easier than usual. I'm gonna show you as if it wasn't real quick. So now you'll see on the side, as we've pried all the way up to this side, now we're underneath the metal piece, hopefully. Yep, we're underneath the metal piece. You can see here, this is the metal piece we're talking about, and as you can see here, there's a separate piece. It kind of breaks off. Well, there's a gap, so if you continue to go along the side and not lift this up, you're going to damage the keyboard. So while you're working on the front, you're going all the way across so you get to here, then you're looking for this metal piece to also get under and work it up alongside the side here, and you just do the same thing on the side. We're just going to run it. Obviously this one came up pretty easy. Potentially this has already been worked on. Then we're going to go back to our original corner. We're going to get under that metal piece again, right there. We're gonna slide across, and we're gonna go up this side. Same thing, right about 2 inches in to the side. You can see it really well in here. Oh, maybe not, because there's a gap. You can see the metal's actually not quite coming up on this side. So I'm gonna pry it up right here. See that? It's kind of blurry. Sorry, I can't get the focus to go, but you can see that's the metal piece hanging down. So we're gonna push that up into the keyboard. We're gonna do the same thing, pry along this side very gently. Try to pry, this way, not down, because the board is actually in there too. Now that we got the front and each side pried up pretty much into the laptop, we're just gonna lift slowly up. Oops, there goes my pry tool. Lift slowly up about halfway at a 45-degree angle here. And I'll show you why. Because we've got this keyboard connector right here we need to take off. So yeah, it looks like this one's actually been worked on before, because there's no heat shield here, but there will be heat shield on this keyboard connector. So I'm gonna unplug this, continue to pry up all the way. It's basically falling off because all the adhesive's gone. That's how we get the keyboard off. Step 1, if you have a heat shield here, it'll look something almost like identical to this one. You're looking for these black tabs along the edge here. You're basically just gonna find one, pry up on it a little bit. Oh, see that? Then you can get your flathead under. You want to push up as much as you can, like toward you, and it'll pop up. If you do not want to go down, because you're going to scrape the components on the board, and that is not good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this one back on, because this doesn't need to come off. but there'd be one right here. It'd be the exact same idea. You're gonna just pop that off and then unplug the keyboard. To unplug the keyboard, you just kind of pull off the connector. Okay, we got the keyboard off, and yes, you can tell this has been worked on before because it's got different adhesive actually along the edge. Got a clear adhesive. The normal laptops will have a black adhesive, and this one's clear. All right, next we're gonna take out the charger port. So the same thing with this heat shield. We're gonna do the exact same thing. We're gonna find one of the black pegs, kind of teeth that sit down, maybe on this corner, like that. Lift up, kind of slide in like this, but you're pushing up as much as you can because you do not want to nick any components. So I'm just sliding up top, and it pops off like that. Put this guy to the side. And you can see here, this is the charger port. We are going to go ahead and unplug it from the motherboard. You can see here very gently that there is like a pin behind the port. I'm just gonna bend it up. As you can see, it's like a little swivel arm that locks the pins down, just like any other one like that. This one's metal, not plastic. So that's unplugged. We're going to take our T2. We're gonna unplug this guy here. So we've got this one unscrewed. It's not coming out for whatever reason. Last screw out. All right, and there is a fourth screw right here, but it's also attached to the hinge on the screen. So we're actually gonna have to get the screen off in order to get the charger port out. I just like to get that done ahead of time. Now we're actually gonna take off the heatsink. We're gonna start by getting this screw, this screw, this screw, this screw, and this screw, which are all the T2.
Hey, this is Joe from the Sauna. If this video brought you value, please support us by buying parts, tools, refurbished electronics, or sending your device in for repair so we can keep offering you free repair tutorials. Back to the video.
Now that we get those 5 screws out, we're going to take our flathead again. We're going to take off this heatsink. Sometimes you can do it from up here just to get us start. That one's a little tight. So we're going to start down here, and you can see this one's loose. We're just going to do the same thing. We're going to be pressing straight, basically up. So we're scratching this and not the board, and just pull it off. Put this to the side. And we also have, so we have 4 more screws on the board that are holding down the heatsink. Now we're using our T6 bit from our 50-in-1. And be careful on these ones specifically because you do not want to strip these, and they're pretty easily strippable for whatever reason. Rotate gently. Yeah, just push down and rotate gently. We got all 4 of those screws here, 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 and here off the heatsink. There's only one last thing to do, and that's to unplug it. So see this little ribbon right here? We're gonna just gently lift up on this white piece that locks down the pins, and then we're gonna unplug it, pull it toward this way. And the last part, this one can be kind of tricky because there's some thermal paste on the other side of this that's holding it down. So it kind of creates a suction. So I like to use this frame here. This frame is totally fine to scratch. So I like to put my flathead underneath here on the frame, just put it in a little bit and lift, and then I'll bring it off. Kind of gets rid of the suction there and the adhesive. So now we got the heat sink off, put that to the side. Next thing is to get the screen off. So we're actually going to remove this and this, the heat plates. We're gonna do the same thing we've done with all the others. Get underneath one side, pull up. Now we are going to unplug these. I use a plastic spudger, but I don't have one for some reason right now. So just, if you're gonna use your flathead, be very, very gentle. We're gonna go in the very corner here underneath and lift up very gently. Corner, lift up. Be the same thing with the plastic spudger. It's better to use a spudger, but we got all 4 unplugged. Just be careful not to go too deep because you're gonna damage the connectors on the board. We don't want that. All right, now we have our T6 bit again that we use on these for the screen. So we're gonna remove this one. We're gonna remove the 3 around and leave the center one for now. Go to the other side, do the same thing. Now that we have one on each side, we're gonna bend the screen to a perpendicular point like this because it's much easier to take off and put on the screen at this angle. And we're gonna remove this screw, and this screw. And we're gonna support the screen with our hand as we're doing it. So I'm just gonna hold it here while I'm screwing it, unscrewing it. It's a little awkward because my hands are a little bigger. You can go just a little bit up. So it's at just slight an angle. You can get your hand in there to unscrew it. All right, now we can literally just, once we have everything's unplugged, all the screws are gone, we're just gonna lift one corner. Look at that. You've removed the screen. Bend these to a perpendicular angle so it's easier to put on in the future. Now we're gonna remove the motherboard from the housing. For that, we're gonna need, same thing, we're gonna need the T2 screw bit. And there's quite a few screws for the motherboard that we're gonna be removing. There's one here, 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 here. So we got like 4 in here, 2 here, 2 here, and 1 up here. We're gonna remove all those. All right, I believe we've got all the screws removed. We can also do this. We're gonna unplug the charger port. So we're just gonna pull this, and we're gonna pull as much as we can this way. So it's almost coming out straight. We're almost gonna line up the wire like this and just work it out so it came out as equal as possible because we don't want to bend any of the pins. You just lift this guy up and then wiggle it out of there. It's also magnetized, so you know when you're plugging these in, it kind of slaps in. So now you've got this. You put this to the side, the charger port. We're gonna unplug the speakers, which are these red and black cables. You just kind of lift these up off the board straight up. Okay, now that we've got those unplugged, we're gonna unplug these antenna. We're gonna pop these by just kind of sliding underneath. Not really lifting up too hard, just removing them from the board. Just kind of put this over here, out of the way. So we're gonna remove this, guys. The same thing, some T2s, 4 screws. All right, we're gonna pull that to the side. Now we can take the board out. It's gonna feel like there's another screw in there, but there isn't gonna be. So we're gonna slide it. We're just gonna kind of wiggle it a little bit. And you'll see that we got this port and this port. They're actually in the housing, and the speaker is not coming with it, which is correct. Lift this up, kind of wiggle it. We're gonna feel it come loose right there. You see that? Keep wiggling. It looks like it's stuck in some adhesive. There we go. We got the board out. Perfect. Kind of a cool looking motherboard. That's where it plugs into the battery right here. Those pins. Put this to the side. All right, and that is pretty much what we do for our teardown. This is how we sell the housings with the speakers and the antenna and the battery. Actually, I'll remove this aux port real quick because we do sell that individually. Just simple 1 screw. Place that right there. So if you want to remove the battery or the speakers or replace these antenna, you can definitely do that. The antenna, you've got a couple screws here. Unscrew them, place them back, and you don't have to take the board out to do any of these. Same thing here, some antennas. Speakers, we got 2 screws, one here, one here. We'll just kind of lift it up. Same thing here, screw, screw, lift it up. The battery is the much more difficult part. So we've got a screw here, here, and here. The battery runs into 4 different cells, and we've got a ribbon that sits here on the board underneath the board, so the board lays on top to get power. So to get this up, you're gonna have to use a bunch of isopropyl alcohol to get rid of the adhesive underneath each of these cells, and it's very, very strong. That's why we kind of leave the batteries in here. You can absolutely take them out. It's not that hard. It's just a lot of people don't want to do that. They just want to replace their whole housing. So this is how we sell it. We sell all of these parts on our website. We also sell individual keys from the keyboard. That's why some of these are missing. We sell individual keys. So if you've lost one and you want to replace your I key or your 3 key, we've got them all on our website. I'm gonna go ahead and clean this guy up and get this listed up on our website. Again, if you want any of the tools, you can check them out in the description down below. We got the flathead, we got the pry tools, which is pretty much used for every repair we do in the shop. This guy, the JOESGE 50-in-1 kit, comes in clutch. It's got all the bits you could need as well as tweezers that come with it. If you got any questions, please feel free to leave comments down below and we will answer your questions as soon as possible. This has been AJ with JOESGE Gaming Electronics. Peace out.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you guys love what we do, please support us. You guys can click on the links that we have on the end screen. You guys can buy our parts, sales, or service so we can continue to make great videos for you guys for many more years. Thank you.